Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Zen and Zazen class. As always, first let's sit for half an hour, and today I will read from Sawaki's book to you. And after that, there will be time for questions. Okay, so let's get ready for the sitting.
我们还是跟以前一样，前面30分钟先坐禅，然后今天读 Sawaki 老师的那个《To You》那本书啊，大家做好准备，准备坐禅。
Thank you for joining me for Zazen. Today I want to talk about this book again to you, or I want to read from the book. I think last time we stopped at a story where Sawaki Roshi talks about kids playing with a mouse in a trap. And he says, well, if I would have been that mouse, I would just have practiced Zazen. The next quote goes as follows: "The way of Buddha means not looking around. It means being completely one with the present activity. We don't eat in order to shit. We don't shit in order to make manure. But these days, everyone seems to believe that we go to school to prepare for university, and we go to university to get a profession."
上一次呢，我们分享的是那个小朋友玩老鼠那个故事哈，然后今天我们继续往下读这本书，后面就是我大概给大家翻译一下，佛道修禅，就是佛法的道路，其实意思就是说不要左顾右看，要跟现在正在做的事情合一，完全的合一。我们吃东西不是为了要排泄。我们也不是排泄是为了做肥料，但是现在的好多人，现在的每一个人，好像都相信我们去学校是为了上大学，我们上大学是为了有一个好的职业。
When Sawaki Roshi says that practicing the Buddha way means to stop looking around, I don't think that he means that we shouldn't be aware of our surroundings and about other people. But I think what he's talking about here is exactly what I always say, or what I mean when I say quit the game. So stopping to look around means to stop making comparisons. Is he better than me, or am I better than him? Who's leading a happier life? Who's more successful? Or in Zazen, who has the better posture? Who can sit more minutes in full lotus? Who has more understanding of Zen? Who has solved more koans? Those are all forms of looking around. And Sawaki Roshi says Zazen means to stop that. Stop looking around and just do what you're doing. In the case of Zazen, just sit. But nowadays, and among the quotes of Sawaki Roshi, probably that second half is one of the most famous. Nobody eats to take a shit, and nobody takes a shit to produce manure. But we always think about, well, what will I get if I do this? We study in order to get into university. We get into university so we can get a job. When we look for a job, then we ask ourselves, well, how much will I get paid? How good are my chances to get a promotion? And if I have this job, maybe it's easier for me to find a girl later and stuff like that. We're always calculating. And we're never really doing what we're exactly doing in this moment. And Zazen means to stop that. Stop that and just sit. Just be the person you are in this moment.
前面第一句话，子木老师说，坐禅不是，他说佛道，禅佛其实就是不要向四周左顾右看，什么意思呢？老师说，不是让你不看周围的事物，而是不要沉浸在周围的事物当中，不要做比较，就好像不要比较谁更成功，谁更幸福。坐禅也是， 坐禅的时候也不要比较谁坐的时间长，谁的姿势好看，谁可以半个小时一直都不动。所以不要左顾右看，不要看环顾四周的意思，不是让你不要真的不看，而是告诉你不要比较。然后他第二句说的是，我们要完全和现在做的事情在一起，就像我们吃饭不是为了排泄哈，后面讲的，但是我们排泄不是为了做这个肥料，但是我们现在人呢，上学去学校是为了。大家总是为了去上学的时候去想找一个去学校，然后进一个好大学，好的大学毕业以后有一个好的工作，好的工作有了个好的工作之后呢，你又想怎么晋升？就像你交了一个女朋友，你想我们最后能不能在一起？我们是不是可以结婚？你总是做什么而为了得到什么？你总是为了得到什么而做什么？一直在玩这个游戏。坐禅呢，就是让你从这个游戏当中退出来，让你完全沉浸在只是坐禅，只是在当下，只是坐在这儿，让你找到不要为了什么而做什么这个循环，只是看到当下，看到你现在正在做的事情和它合一。
The next quote is very short and it's kind of similar. It goes like this: There's actually no reason at all to look around. Yet it seems like we've been gazing right and left for ages. How do you say in English? In Japanese, there's this phrase "monogokoro gatsuku," which means maybe at age 3 or so, it depends on the person, when you become aware of yourself in a way, and also usually that's the time you have your first memories. You become able also to refer to yourself when you say I. You can use that pronoun I. And a little later, probably also you become aware to use words like yesterday, today, tomorrow correctly. In Japanese, they have this phrase monogokoro gatsuku. Mono means things, and kokoro means mind. So, well, the mind of things. You grasp the mind of things. I'm not really aware of any good English or also German translation. But in my mind, that's basically what happened when Adam and Eve took a bite from that apple that they were not supposed to eat. Well, actually, it wasn't an apple, but it was the fruit that grows on the tree that would allow Adam and Eve to make distinctions. And after that, they realized that they are naked. So, in a way, you could also see there a parallel to what happens when we enter puberty and adolescency. So when we're around 13, 14, 15, and we realize we can't stay in our parents' home forever. We have to live our own lives. We're independent from our parents. So who do we want to be? Who do I want to be in this world? But I think that's one half of what happened when Adam and Eve took a bite from that fruit. But I think the other half is something that happens much earlier, at age 3 or 4, when we become aware of ourselves. And we learn how to dress ourselves and put on our shoes, and then very soon we go off to school, and everything that we do from then on has a meaning. And we always compare ourselves to our older brother or to the younger sister or to the other people in class. Who's the best? Where do I come? Number 3 from the top, number 5 from the top. And who gets most attention from dad? Who gets most attention from mom? It's always about that.
然后下面一段，老师，我们刚才读了下面一段。其实，Sawaki 老师说，其实我们也没有什么原因值得我们左顾右看，但是呢，好像我们一直都在盯着左边或者是右边很多很多年。 这个是什么意思呢？老师说，其实就是在我们小的时候，3岁左右的时候呢，大家就开始有了自我的意识，你开始意识到我是谁，我和大家不一样，然后你开始有了，再大一点才有了时间的概念。嗯就是像人，其实以前像那个就是伊甸园吃苹果哈，大家都知道那个夏娃亚当那个故事，就是以前大家也是没有自我意识，然后从吃了苹果之后，你才知道哦，原来我们一直没有穿衣服啊，我们一直有了自我意识。当然，这是一种解释，就是别的那个一种解释。但是其实我们从3岁和4岁，但是老师说可能比那个还要早一点儿，你就有了自我意识了。就是从3岁到4岁的左右的时候，你开始认识到自己，开始比较，开始我跟我的兄弟姐妹开始进行比较，然后父母向着谁，父母更喜欢谁，或者是你在学校里面排名是多少，是第1名还是第3名，是吧？大家都开始环顾自周，然后开始有了自我意识，有了自我意识之后开始环顾自周，然后你就开始比较了。就是刚才大概其实这个意思。
Okay, maybe I read one more quote. It's the top quote on page 10. It's a little bit longer. Adults have developed some strange tendencies. They can even make a big deal over a single word. On the other hand, just try sometime. On the other hand, just try sometime to embarrass a baby. You won't be able to do it. Only adults are so self-conscious that they can fall under a sort of spell, getting embarrassed or angry. It would be better if we just walked straight ahead. Making a big deal over a single word. I don't know what kind of words Sawaki Roshi was thinking about when he said that, but I think today it's especially a big problem that people fight about words and which words we are supposed to use and other words we are not supposed to use. But again, that's a game. It's a game about who has the right to decide what other peoples are supposed to say or not to say. And would be better if we could learn to spit that fruit out again and return to the state of a baby once more, but I'm afraid it's impossible. Unfortunately, that is impossible.
然后我们老师又往下读了一段啊，大概其意思就是说，成年人呢有一个一直在发展一个特别奇怪的一个倾向，一个趋势，就是他们总是以一个字眼儿，大家总是在抠字眼儿，然后总是以谁说了什么话，把这件事情看得很重要很大。其实从另外一个角度说呢，如果你有些时候，如果你尝试一下去让一个小朋友，让一个婴儿变得尴尬，其实你是不可能做到的。就是你说什么话让那个婴儿感到尴尬，其实是不可能的啊。只有我们成年人有了自我意识之后，才会就是在意或者是失败，你才会特别在意别人说什么，然后别人对你这些字眼，你才会特别在意。你才会就是这些成年人有了自我意识之后呢，才会觉得会生气或者是感到尴尬，因为了某些字眼或者是词语啊，但是如果我们只是径直的往前走，其实可能会更好。
Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
然后这是刚才老师说的那个大概意思，就是这个翻译哈。然后刚才老师讲了一大段，我简单说一下，就是那个他不知道这个 Sawaki Roshi 他在这本书里边讲的这个词哈，就是这些词是什么意思呢？但是 就是在现代社会，这是一个很大的问题，好像每个人都会面对这个问题。其实就是你还在玩这个游戏，你太在意别人说了什么话，或者是有一个什么话让你总是在想这个话是什么意思，然后自己变得很尴尬，或者是你很生气。其实你就是在想谁对谁错，谁来做这个决定，也是你在环顾周围，在做比较。当然最好，如果我们能够回到婴儿时期，回到我们小孩的时候，其实你就不会面临这些问题。但是很显然这是不可能的，所以老师大概其实就是这个意思哈。
Thank you so much from Savaki. If you have questions or things that you would like to share, please feel welcome.
大家有问题可以提哈。
Nobody today? Yeah, please.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I think I love his directness and his. I feel it in myself that it's like this a lot of times in life. It's only like that, and the directness and how he writes, and I feel that at least a few of the people that I speak with, they cannot accept the directness. Like I like to speak like that. I feel a lot. Okay, that's it. I say and I meant it, and that's it. And there's no apologize, and you cannot get offended or not offended, or all the PC like politically correct. Yes. So this is why there are some stand-up comedies that I really love. Like there is a British one called Ricky Gervais, and he just say it like it is, and he's telling you the truth, and that's it. It's the truth. It's not about being offended, and it's not about being. It's not about you, and the to you. I feel the to you is like a responsibility. Like this is to you, and what is to you, and the other things are not to you. This is how I experienced this great book.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think a lot of people are drawn to the directness of Savaki. Of course, you can also get a little bit attached to this way of always kind of punching people with the fist, but I think sometimes that's just what we need. Sebastian, I think you want to share something, please.
Yes, I have a question. Hi. I wonder, when I hear Savaki, every time it sounds very easy. But I wonder if it's really so easy in everyday life. So that's my question.
Certainly not. I mean, when you try to really practice what he says, you realize it's not so easy as it sounds. It certainly isn't. Like, quitting the game sounds easy. Okay, I quit the game. I don't compare myself with others. I don't try to gain any points anymore. I just be who I am. I'm just one with what I do in the moment. Sounds quite easy. Sounds quite easy, but for one thing, we're so used to playing the game that we're conditioned in a way that we, even during Zazen, a lot of the stuff that comes up, the thoughts, he told me that. Next time I meet him, I will tell him this. it's about this comparison. Or last year I was still able to do this, but this year I can't. So even during Zazen, when we know we would have the time and the opportunity to quit the game, even during Zazen, we're so conditioned that it's really hard. And then, of course, if you want to make a life and you want to pay the rent, you have to play the game to a certain degree. You cannot say, well, I don't play the game. Somebody has to pay the rent. So just as you said, it's easier said than done. Even things like quitting the game. You have to play the game to a certain degree. And even if you set your mind to, well, I'm going to leave home and become a Buddhist monk and enter the monastery. Once you are in a monastery like Antaiji, you will realize you still compare yourself with the others, for example. You want to try to be better than the others, you want to be appreciated. It's just like you're a small kid again, but again, not a baby. You're 3, 4, 5 years ago, 5 years old, and you want to be loved by mommy and daddy the most. And in the monastery, it's the teacher. You always want to be praised by the teacher, and you get kind of angry or nervous when the others get more attention. Why does the others get more attention from the teacher? Why doesn't the teacher give me more attention? I'm practicing so much harder than the others. You thought you would quit that game, and you realize even in the monastery, the game continues. So it's true.
Yeah, but what I especially ask myself is when it's possible for me to quit the game, is everyday life possible then?
Of course, everyday life is possible, but it's if you really completely quit the game, it might be difficult to, for example, earn money. If you live like a sadhu in India and you even stop dressing yourself, you live like a naked sadhu, and you have them in India, then if people realize, oh, that guy has really quit the game, they probably give you donations, you can live from that. But if you say, no, I don't want to go so far, I will still dress as is considered appropriate in my country, and I still go to work and earn as much money as I need, then you have to play the game to a certain degree. I mean, even dressing when you leave the house, for me, that's already a game. 2-year-old kids don't know that game yet, or 1-year-old. You have to learn that game. And if you say, I want to quit that game as well, I'm not going to dress anymore, especially in the summer when it's hot, you will survive. But if you're living in Germany, for example, it could be that people put you in a hospital, in a mental hospital. You have to go to India. India is in that respect, I think, very tolerant. But also in Japan, you would have difficulties if you don't dress when you leave the house. Any other questions? Anything else you want to share? Nothing? There's one raised hand. Julian, please.
It was just funny at the beginning when you were fiddling with the Zoom controls, you said, I just need to spotlight myself. That's the whole thing, isn't it? That great Sawaki quote about everything goes wrong when first I say I. and I think in quitting the game, like you can go through still dressing and earning your income, but it's just making sure you don't turn that spotlight on.
Yeah.
So, sorry for busting in as usual.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Anything else you want to share?
大家还有别的问题吗？没事儿，我一会儿再给大家翻译啊，就那大家提那问题，等大家下课之后我再跟大家说。大家还有想那个提问的吗？现在可以提。
Well, officially this class is until 8:50, although often we continue until past 9, but there's no reason why we have to continue if you don't have any questions. So as we're already 56 now, I would say if you have no other questions, we finish for today. Next week, actually, I'm gonna take 1 day off, but Xuan will teach Pranayama, breathing technique, and meditation next week. And then the Zen and Zazen class will continue with a koan in 2 weeks. I'm thinking about talking about the expression kissako. Kissako means drink a cup of tea. Please have a cup of tea. That's a famous koan, Chinese koan. Was it Joshu? I'm not quite sure. But there was a Zen master, and whatever question you would ask him, he would say, Kissako, please have a cup of tea. But that koan we'll do in 2 weeks. So thank you for coming, and see you again. Have a nice Monday. Have a nice 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.